This beautiful, charming, and extremely lively human being is one who is the only Indian stunt athlete to win an international stunt competition in 2017. She is known as the first woman who had ridden to Khardungla on a TVS scooty during the Himalayan highs. Famously known as Indian female professional bike stunt performer and rider, she is the COO and co-founder of Dreams Motorsports, a TEDx speaker and someone who is literally breaking barriers and stereotypes in the hardcore way. She is not just inspiring millions of women and men alike, but also intensifying humanity to her best possible extent. This human being is none other than Anam Hashim. So, welcome, Anam, to my podcast, Intensify Humanity. And I'm really excited and really glad to have you here because I'm really fond of, riding and traveling bikes. And you are beyond that. Like, you have taken it to the next level of stunt performer. So I'm really you can say I really admire you, your spirit, your journey, and whatever you do. So welcome once again.
Thank you so much for that amazing introduction.
Okay. Thank you. Welcome. And it's like you deserve it. You have achieved all those things and you have done it. So Anam, just to begin with, you have spoken about breaking barriers in most of the places in your TEDx speech, in everywhere that you say. So breaking barriers is basically something people think, okay, again, a stereotype, a typical form, but let us hear from you. You have been breaking barriers since quite young age in different aspects. So what has been your breaking barrier moment since childhood, and how did this journey begin?
I mean, honestly, now, like, since I've grown and people have started calling me that I'm someone who breaks barriers, I've started focusing, oh, that is called breaking barrier. But for me, it was all about, being free and having all the freedom that I have been seeing that a guy is having in a life. I mean, a guy, a man, anyone. Like, as a kid, I used to fight for my rights me and my brother were there. So there were a lot of things where parents were like, no, you are a girl, you need to hold yourself back and all that. So I've been fighting for that. And I didn't know what I was doing. It was just that I wanted my own freedom. And that is what I have been always fighting for, my own freedom. Like, you can call it gender equality, which I didn't know I was doing. But I just want to have all the freedom in the world a guy has, as simple as that. Like, in terms of traveling, in terms of, getting out of the house late, in terms of coming to your house late, in terms of going out on a solo trip, in every single aspect of life. That's it.
So I can really relate to the solo trip part because I'm a solo traveler, and I really love what you said because it is about freedom. It is about human beings, nothing men, women, or anything. So whatever you want to do, you do it.
Exactly.
Correctly. So how did this adventure of stunt riding start?
Like, when we are in school and we are going through the counseling sessions, and that is the first time ever you're asked, like, officially that question, what do you want to become? I knew what I wanted to become because even though stunt riding is not a sport in India and it's still taken as an entertainment still here in India, but I somehow believed in myself that I know I'm going to do something. And maybe some people call it that I was overconfident and maybe I was mad, maybe I was too optimistic. But I just honestly knew, I'm not even kidding. Like, I just knew I'm going to make my way through it no matter what. So with that kind of belief, I knew that I wanted to get into street bike freestyle, which the name also evolved later on. We only knew stunt riding earlier. So I just wanted to do this. And of course, everyone wants to study and have a basic education and everything. But with a person like me, it's very difficult to focus on things if my mind and my heart is only talking about motorcycle. So that was another struggle, and that's where I knew, okay, stunt riding, motorcycling is my thing.
So what happened that you were riding previously that as far as I know, like you used to ride previously and your father used to give you different vehicles for that. But how did stunt riding come into picture of this biking? When did this happen, this transition, this thing that you want to do?
Uh, I mean, when I started motorcycling, I had nothing else in my mind. It was always stunt riding. How? Because I think I've been using internet quite a lot since a kid itself. So I knew there is something that happens on motorcycle, and I wanted to figure out what. And I knew what is racing, and I knew what is all the other forms of motorcycling, MotoGP and everything. But I'm like, what is there that nobody else is doing? Like, I want to do something extreme. I thought it is easy for me, which technically when I rode, it was easy for me. So I want to do something which nobody is doing. I want to do something so challenging, so difficult that I just wanted to be unique in my own sense, to be honest. Like as a kid, that is what I used to think. And then when I saw this French lady, Sara Lezito, on YouTube, I just knew this is what I wanted to do. And that is how I started becoming more confident. And I tried my first stunt also on a motorcycle and even on a scooter. And I was able to do it because I think I have practiced that thing in my head so much, so many times that it just came super naturally to me, at least initially. So yeah, that is the journey from, I mean, basically I've never been someone who wanted to do anything else in motorcycling. It was always stunt riding. And
You just brought in the point of visualization. I mean, you have imagined it so many times in your mind that you actually made it happen. And that came so, fluently to you when you were actually doing it. So thank you for sharing that, because that is a very important element when most of the people want to do something in life and they just get stuck. Ki, how do I do it? How do I do it? But they never think about the power of imagining it in within yourself and believing in you that you can do it.
and maybe I'm talking to you and, everybody, like now when I look back in time, that it was, believe in yourself, power of imagination. But I didn't know anything back then. I was doing everything subconsciously because I was a really young kid. I mean, I had no guidance to things and it just happened very naturally to me. Now when I look back, I realize, oh yes, that is exactly what I was doing.
Maybe the universe was giving you signals from various
Who knows?
aspects, and you actually made it happen. So you are a living example of that, all these things which actually people think that okay, these are just bookish stuff, but it actually works. So yes, but I'm
Yeah.
sure that if we just go beyond the achievements, the uh, things that you have done till now, there are lots of challenges that you have also faced. So what are the biggest challenges or blockages people said, or your activities? What are the biggest challenges you faced during this journey or at the beginning?
So basically, I have been into street bike freestyle, or you can call it stunt riding, and motorsports now that I'm entering cross country rally racing. So both these things have different kind of challenges. At least initially for stunt riding, it was very difficult for people to accept that a girl is there who can do wheelies, who can do stoppies, who can do, who's even willing to learn. Because initially everyone took me for granted, every single person around, even brands. I mean, overall everyone. So they all thought maybe she's just a girl. After some crashes, she will go and she'll get back to her life and all that. Even, I mean, currently, lately, even my parents were like, ki, Are, naya naya bhoot hai. Like, as a kid, like, you have that attraction towards something as a kid, and then you keep on switching to something. But that, with motorcycling, it never, ever happened. Like, it just has been my constant. So it was hard to keep yourself sane when, there's no one to support you, when there's no one to believe in you, and the whole world is judging you, like, will she make it, if she's going to do it, if not. And they're not also wrong, because nobody has ever done it. So there's a lot of pressure that goes inside your head. But then the only thing that kept me going was when I was riding and when I was on the motorcycle. So I think I used being on the motorcycle as a positive thing, that at least I am learning, at least I am growing. So we will see how it goes. And most of my life, I've been someone who's taken my life like, I'll go with the flow. Honestly, because I know I'm entering a field which doesn't exist in India, and I cannot plan, and I cannot plan this, I'll do that. I just am clueless. So I have to move ahead with science and understanding how things work. And Maybe people must be thinking, I don't know how she's lived her life, but I have been doing that. Like, I'm just going with the flow. No, there's nothing else I can do.
I can totally relate to this because you have actually again brought up a very powerful topic, which is actually known as the surrender experiment. So I don't know whether you have heard about this. It is actually going with the flow. The reason is there is a book named as Surrender Experiment by Michael A. Singer, and he talks about this thing because this is a natural thing. So the experience that you have, that yes, it is a completely new industry and you cannot actually plan honestly, so you have to go with the flow. Then what it is coming, you just have your belief, you just have your determination, you just have your focus, and you go along with it. So that is what is very, very powerful, which actually helps us reach where we want to reach. But
See,
many
now
people
telling you
just
I
give
don't
up.
know anything. See, I am again.
So yeah, so that's what I'm sharing with you as well, that yeah, there is something like whatever is happening in your life, maybe the universe is giving you signal from all across, and which is a very, very beautiful and powerful thing. So thank you for sharing that. But I'm sure that at the beginning you might have been slashed with so many kind of stereotypical comments about being a
Much,
girl riding.
too much, way too much. Like, being the only women, men had issues with, the number of followers I had, social media, the fame and all that. And being a guy, I don't even expect them to understand what it feels like, because they never will. So that male thing and the female thing will always be there till maybe they have their children and they will ask them or it's someone in the family to do that. But still, I have personal experience. I highly doubt if men will ever understand that, and we should just not give a damn about that and do our own thing.
It's like a universal thing going on all the time. And yeah, so of course you had lots of challenges and on. Now coming to a very interesting thing, that when you are riding, actually you are basically, it's your soulmate, if I may say that. Right? So what has these riding or these journeys, these falling down, these experience taught you in life?
Everything, I would say, everything in life I've learned with taking example of motorcycling, and the emotions that I go through even on a motorcycle, because it's not that I'm always happy. Like, there are, for example, there's a skill called circle wheelie. It took me a really, really long time to learn, like, and I got so frustrated. I've been annoyed. I was almost about to cry. And I also have these emotions ki are ho nahi raha, and it's a struggle. But that I only know because what people see is me doing stunts, me doing wheelies and the other things. But there's a lot of emotions that I undergo, and these emotions that I deal with myself when I'm on the motorcycle, whatever, even if I'm struggling, even if I'm happy, these generally help me in real life as well, and it keeps me sane, honestly. It just keeps me sane. This lockdown has been the most difficult because I've not been on the motorcycle more than anything mentally. But again, when I'm not on the motorcycle, I learned to be patient, like, learn to keep my own sanity during lockdown without the motorcycle. So again, every small aspect of life, there's something to learn, and I am very curious to learn. I never say no to it. So I'm always with it. Ki, haan, let's see what's there, what's new, what's next. I'm very excited about things. It has made me very patient with things. I've learned so much professional life also, and in fact, personal life also. In general, yeah, in fact, everything. I'm
That's
actually
amazing.
speechless. I don't know where to begin with.
That's amazing that writing has actually taught you to live, basically,
Yeah.
life. That's so. This gives me another thought in mind during this lockdown or anything. So, what do you do apart from writing? Like, what are your other hobbies, if you have any other hobbies or something?
Have
So, what does
a lot
Anam do?
lot of things, that I am into art. I draw, I sketch. Then I used to play guitar and sing in school. Now in lockdown, I tried again getting back to the strings and vocals again. And then I'm into fitness and I love cooking. So I cook my everyday meal since 2013, like every day. my own
Wow,
name.
this is amazing. So you are a painter, you're an artist, plus you're a singer. You love to play guitar
I
as well.
photography. So, I mean, I don't share a lot of my photography. I mean, not a photographer as a photographer per se, but someone who loves clicking and, so my phone is filled with photographs of everything and anything around me.
So do
And
you
I
also
keep on
want to put
editing and,
up those in a gallery or something?
yeah, I don't mind doing that because slowly on my Instagram account, if you see, when I travel, I post some photos and people really like that. So I'm like, okay, people enjoy that. So I can put up my perspective as well. It's
That's
my account
beautiful.
after all.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Photography, cooking, uh, vocals, guitarist, and then of course your painting. I would love to see your
I'm
painting
more
someday.
into sketching, I'm more, honestly, I would
Sketching.
say I'm more into dark art.
It's not
That's
dark
what,
art, it's a beautiful art. It's like a black and white art.
yeah, I've been doing that since a kid and yeah, I love doing black and white things more than anything. Colors don't really attract me more than how much I can extract with the color only black and white and how many shades it has. So I'm just too obsessed with that.
That's
I
beautiful.
also edit videos, like I have started this passion project called Silent Stories where I aim to make it as a huge media company in the future. But right now I'm just shooting and editing and putting things out there on YouTube. And I edit everything now myself. I'm
That is
learning how to
amazing. So
edit.
now you are also coming into the digital space of
Yeah.
editing and all. Oh, this is amazing. Like you're an explorer, I would say.
Yeah,
And I love
exactly.
that because I'm an explorer. So any person who is curious about things in life to
Yeah.
try out their hand at least once in life.
That's
Uh,
how I got into mountain biking. Because
okay.
I used to ride motorcycles, then it was only trails and all that, but I used to see the hill. So I saw people, they're riding cycles on the hill. I'm like, this is the next level. I tried, and trust me, after motorcycles, then it's cycles because I can take the cycle to the hill. I can ride and I can have that adrenaline rush on the hill. Like I ride downhill, I ride cross country on the hill. I've started trail building. Yeah, this whole lockdown has been more about trail building. Like we've been going to the hill, digging mud, building trails, jumps, clearing up the path, even helping the local hill community for the rain drainage system. We've been doing a lot. Like
This
this
is
lockdown, I've kept
amazing.
myself busy in something or the other.
This is amazing. I mean, it gives such an adventurous feeling and it is just, I'm sure all the people who are adventure lovers and who are really explorers in their lives would love listening to you right now. I'm sure all the adventure lovers and all the explorers in life would love listening to you and know about your journey. So knowing about your journey reminds me of the fact that a movie on Anam is coming
Yeah.
out. So tell us more about it, what it is about.
Basically, the movie is going to be on my life journey as an athlete, as a woman in India, like everything. So this movie idea started when one of my friend, I made a friend during my TVS ride, and he also was a budding, I would say, filmmaker and director. And I've seen his growth, I've seen his work. Like he doesn't have any contacts in Bollywood, and he's still made his way through right now that he's now working with Nawazuddin Siddiqui and a lot of other amazing artists out there. So he just one day came to me and he's like, "We are doing this. So you give me a story, let's work on it together." And that happened 2 years back. He just told me this year, right after my birthday, that we are going to name the movie Anam. I was like mind blown. So as we are moving step by step to the movie, it's very difficult for me to believe that it's actually happening, like in real. It's a very different feeling that I cannot even, digest and express and get through it. It's insane. I think it'll go on till the movie is also released, even maybe later after that.
This is just amazing. I'm sure it is going to inspire a lot of people out there. And congratulations and all the best for
So
the
much.
movie. And I will definitely watch it on the first day itself. So I'm
Corona
sure it
has
is going to be amazing. Yeah, I'm sure it is going to be amazing.
I hope so.
I'm going to watch it on the first day itself, wherever it is releasing, online, offline, I don't know,
The
but I'm
plan
sure
is
it.
to release it in theaters, but looking at how, I mean, we don't know how life will be after this corona situation. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, but I'm sure it is going to be amazing. Congratulations once
Thank you so
again.
much.
Okay, all right. So mine, a very simple question next is, if not a stunt rider, what would Anam be?
A mountain biker.
Okay. So again, relating to the bike itself. Okay. I thought maybe something else. Okay, a mountain biker. All right, great. So,
Even if you discontinue every motorsports aspect, then I would have definitely been an athlete into sports. Because
yes.
I've been playing basketball as a kid, and I'm very athletic. Like I know I was so good in relay races. I was so good at high jumps and all that. So I just know I would have been an athlete if you remove any wheel in my life.
So anything related to fitness, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing, amazing. So, what message you would like to pass on to our listeners? Any particular thing?
Yes. It's, I think, to everyone listening and watching this, I want to say that, believe in yourself, believe in your dreams, even when no one in the world believes in you. Because when you know you can do it, there's no point in listening to someone else's thoughts and, getting demotivated or having a second thought. Is something that I've learned and I follow in my life very, very religiously as well. Because a lot of times even I tend to overthink and have negative thoughts, but at the end you know what you're doing. Nobody else can tell you what to do till they also have done the same, and I know what I'm doing nobody else has done, so I need to listen to myself.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Anam, for sharing all these things. And last thing is, where can our listeners connect with you?
um, I'm very active on Instagram, so the best would be to reach out to me on Instagram. Yeah,
Okay, and
that
what's
would
your
be the best.
handle? Anam Hashim.
I'm Hashim 21.
Anam Hashim 21. Okay, all right. So I hope, you inspire more and more lives and you intensify humanity to the best possible extent, and more movies come out on your experiences and
I don't
and
want to get into film. It's just a friend who wants to do it, so I'm
that's
very up for
amazing.
it.
So maybe in terms of your arts, maybe in
Oh,
terms of your
definitely.
music or anything, then yeah, because the more you contribute, the actually you are inspiring in short and layman's term. So many people will get inspired by seeing all this, that
For
yes,
sure.
it is possible by a single
Yeah.
person as well. So all the best, Anam, and
Thank you
congratulations
so
once
much.
again. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
coming
so
to the
much
post.
for having me here. I'm very much looking forward to this.
Thank you so much.